Hi YouTubers, it is I, Hellgear, and this is the last time this year you're going to see the heart on the thumbnail for the episodes of Snoopy's Town Tale. Now, even though you're seeing this on Mardi Gras, aka Town Tale Tuesday, I'm recording this on Monday night, and there's a reason for that. The main reason is when this event ends, it ends at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. this morning. So, that's the reason why you can't get the Town Tale Tuesday deal. Because normally when I do episodes for this to record, the event would be over. So, let's talk about this event. First and foremost, I do have the Princess Castle. So, another completed Valentine's Day event. And remember how I was talking about an event where I didn't complete it, but I got the prize at the end? That was actually last year's Easter event. And in light of the Easter event, that should be coming up next. Unless, of course, there's a St. Patty's Day event. But I seriously doubt there will be a St. Patrick's Day event this year. So, the next event coming up is Easter, and I really don't like the Easter events. Though last year's Easter event wasn't so bad. One of the biggest saving graces, actually let me pull this back up before I move around in the town. One of the biggest saving graces for me when it came to getting this castle revolved around these balloons that you needed 8 of. And I was lucky enough to, thanks to the random special gifts from previous events like my waterfall from a couple summers back, I managed to get some balloons out of it, and that's a great thing to have. Another interesting point, and I want to just hit on up Lover's Lane real fast. And of course, I'm going to show you right there, there's my Princess Castle. It generates the question box item like the Love Castle, this big one over here, the Flower Castle. So it'll give me an item every 6 hours. The only thing that I don't like about the Princess Castle is when I turn it. You know, ideally, I would like it so that both of the castles could face each other. Kind of like a pseudo Battlefield-esque type deal. But, you know, you don't always get what you want. You get what you need sometimes, right? And that's essentially the gist of how this one's going to work. I would have really liked it to go the other way. That would have been sweet. But I do have it nonetheless. And of course, I wanted to craft an extra dancing outfit because the dancing outfit looks pretty cool. All that tie-dye stuff. Guess I'll grab some strawberries. Matter of fact, let me take a picture of the scene. I want to get a picture of the scene. There we go. Wait, let me see if that... Alrighty, that captured. Great. So here's the thing. To those of you who didn't like how the crafting disco juice bar and this disco hall, or dance hall as it's usually referred to, especially in Jamaica. Once this event ends, you'll be able to move this around, and I'll probably do just that. The coat rack is going to give me another item, and see, that random box item is pretty cool because sometimes it'll help you get parts of the disco outfit that you really need. And here's the thing, I'll just open up the disco bar. The chocolate bonbons for the pack of sweets, only Snoopy was able to get this, and again, you had to wait 20 minutes to do so, but it's the most important part of this particular thing. And one of the things I really have been disliking is there's always that one item that nobody else can get, but it's the critical item to everything, because without these chocolate bonbons, these chocolate sweets, you can't really make the bonbons, and you don't have the chocolate sweets. And I think those aren't, wait, oh, I know what those are. Those aren't just any ordinary chocolate sweets, those are Whoppers. I don't know how many of you guys actually know about the candy Whoppers. Look it up on the internet, but they're essentially chocolate malt balls, or yeah. But Snoopy's the only one who can obtain these candies, which blows very, very hard. When one person gets perhaps the most critical item that you need to complete everything else, it's bad. You know, the gummy bears, you can get that a couple of ways. You can get the regular candy various ways. You don't have to necessarily let Spike perform the feeding program, which takes hours to do. You could have the candy shops. You know, actually, let me just show you where I put my candy shop. You know, I think I'll collect it. See, right here, behind these trees, it's got the little piece of candy right there. All you need is to regularly hit up this candy shop. Now, this was one of two ways that I got candy. And let me show you my other way here on the farm. During the past Halloween event, there was this Halloween house that gave me that piece of candy. Another way that I've been doing this, and I'm saying this as advice for all the new players out there or current players who were unable to get the event stuff, but preparing for the next event because it's Easter, is keep some of these spawn items around. For example, the circus popcorn carts. This was my main way of having popcorn, and I had a lot of popcorn stacked up. You know, sure, you could have what is it, Franklin and Shermy dance for popcorn, but if you have the popcorn cart, you can get one on the back. You know, sure, you're gonna have them dance so you can get the chocolate heart charms, but it's an easy way of getting these sorts of things. You know, same with, like, I'm gonna go back to the barber shop. You know, got all this sugar, might as well do all these. See, Franklin and Shermy can dance for a half hour to get some popcorn. Now, the dancing studio is a good way to get you your black shoes for the disco uniform instead of having to craft shoes. And the barber shop is an easy way to get you a pair of scissors. Well, actually, it's not an easy way to get you a pair of scissors. It's an alternate way to get a pair of scissors. The easiest way to get a pair of scissors is to use the metal ingots. And you get one from the hardware store, as you can see. Right here. You can get a metal ingot right there. Hey, Farron. But the majority of the time I manage to get metal ingots is from camp. I know I want to give you guys these advices. See these rocks right here in my camp? Let me zoom in a little bit. Well, you see these rocks right here that can give me all these metal ingots? This was my way of having a nice stack up of metal ingots. And sure, I had to wait like a couple minutes just to manufacture scissors for them. But with these, I essentially have access to 7 metal ingots. You know. Speaking of the summer camp, Charlie's tent is an easier way to get the t-shirt. And when last year's summer camp came around, we got these orange juice, the orange juice truck, which is very useful, and the orange trees. You know, the orange trees were around with Peggy Jean, because she and Charlie Brown kissed under one of these orange trees. And it's good to have these because with them around, that's less time I have to wait trying to get more oranges or the orange drink. Because again, you could craft this orange drink right here that the orange truck gives you. You just need 3 oranges from the orange trees, and then you're gold, right? And then you just go about your way. Now I want to talk about the mini events that have happened leading up to and even during this event, and of course at the end. They had these mini Valentine's events where you can get various things. The chocolate kiosk was one of them. I originally had 2 from a past Valentine's event, so that was great, and I had enough collectibles to get this 3rd one to clear the mini event. That worked very well for me. Where is my love carriage? Because that was another one. This little love statue right here was one of the mini event items as well. You know what? Let me place something next to that. Tinsel heart, no. I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to move this over. So this love sculpture is actually from the 2017 Valentine's event. And it wasn't available for the regular decorations, mind you. It was one of the that doesn't look quite right. Now that I see it, this just doesn't look quite right. But I'm going to keep it, so I'll store it and place it somewhere else. But yeah, this love sculpture was one of the offers, the premium offers from 2017. I just kept it because, you know, it makes a lot of sense. The rainbow flower bushes came from Woodstock's event, which is good that I had 4 of them, and you needed them for the dancing uniform shirt, which is very, very nice to have, and keeping them around here is good too. Now, let's be honest. A good majority of what you see here isn't all Valentine's Day themed decor. You know, I'm actually rather amused by this romantic park, because when Snoopy and Woodstock do their little task to get a watermelon, instead of going on the regular picnic blanket, they'll sit in this romantic park. Now all these wonderful Mother's trees, these were given out during Mother's Day. So right now they cost 20 Beagle bucks in the store, But wait until Mother's Day, you can get them on the free. Or at least that's how they usually do it. You know, a lot of the decorations from past Valentine's Day events keep around. Some of them will give you a boost as far as the collection is concerned. Others are like, okay, they don't actually work. You know, a lot of the chocolate bear stuff from the 2017 Valentine's Day event hasn't really worked all that great. And, you know, in my early gaming time of playing these, once an event was over, I would just sell off all the decor. But after learning from last year's Valentine's event that some of this decor, well, not just last year's Valentine's event, but events that repeat in general, one thing I've learned is you can keep this stuff around because, one, it is going to be something you'll get again, and two, it helps you complete the Valentine's collection of decorations. So your Valentine's decor is, you know, it's great to have. You know, like this lab right here in the back of this castle. That was the crafting station for the 2017 Valentine's Day event. The chocolate factory, I think, was from, I want to say it was last year's Valentine's event crafting station. It was either last year's Valentine's Day crafting station or last year's Easter crafting station. You know, the romantic gazebo was the scene from the 2017 Valentine's Day event. Next to it is the love square. That was the Valentine's Day event scene from last year. But as you can see, see right here is the romantic carriage. I can talk about that now. You know, I've kept this stuff around because it looks really good. And I have my whole area which I call Lover's Lane, and it looks romantic. It fits the aesthetic. The love carriage was one of those various things I have to highlight it again. The romantic carriage was one of those things that you could get in the mini events. I think this was one of the 2 mini events that happened before the event or early on. It was nice to get. The coat rack that you saw in this town next to the scene was the final mini event of the game, and it was, you know, when there were 2 days left. I personally didn't think it was worth its effort to get another one. I was happy with the one that I have. You know, when you look at the coat rack in this, sometimes when you see decorations up for a mini event, you'll get it mainly because you have all the items and it's not too hard to get, which was in the case of me in the chocolate kiosk number 3. But other times the stuff just really isn't worth obtaining. It's too much effort. Now the coat rack on its own costs 200 Beagle bucks, so it was worth its get if you didn't have one already. Like I said, when everything is over and there are certain things in your Valentine's events that you want to just move around, you can. The disco dance hall, I'm moving all this stuff out of Lover's Lane as soon as this event is over, including the LED Rubik's Cube. You know, not everything can go in the Lover's Lane, like the cinema here. This was actually part of things, but I hear the disco movie playing tonight. There's a disco movie playing tonight. Yeah. As much as I wanted to set this near the disco, I didn't. And Also, as far as the disco is concerned, let's talk about this ticket booth here. And for the record, I managed to get the Princess Castle over the weekend. The cinema box office is 8,000 charms. And one really bad habit that the development team has done is they wanted to make that one item just super expensive to obtain. And they've been doing this since the Town Tale Safari, where they had a couple of Jeeps, or like the trucks, and I'll show you in a moment. But here's the thing. Not everybody is going to get the expensive item, even though it gave you the tickets for the scene, you know. And talking about this, see these trucks right here? One of these safari trucks was 100,000 coins. And then the other one was a nice butt ton of the safari charms that you needed to trade it in for. And let's just be real, that's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly because it's too expensive, and people are not going to want to burn through all of this. You know, I go through my Town Tale community and they're like, how do I get this thing? And when you tell them you have to bust your ass just to get the most expensive item in the game for the items collection, and it takes multiple hours to get the big time stuff for charms, it's not really fun to grind for. You know, you don't want to have to take forever and ever and ever trying to get a particular item. And this is something that I encourage players not to do, because the time you spend trying to get said item for your camp, you could be placing other decorations that you need. You know, you shouldn't have to burn through so much. Can I actually put some sidewalk right there? Yes, I can. You know, you'll spend almost the entire event getting one 8,000 charm item, which is the most expensive item in the collection, but you could have divvied up that 8,000 charms into a lot of the items that you need just to get through the event and collect what is needed to obtain the big prize. And that's not fun. It is truly not fun. Sorry about that. You know. And you'll find that certain decorations from Valentine's events, current and past, do mesh well with the Valentine's theme, and others will not, but will even fit another theme. All in all, I give this, let me sip my white grape juice really fast. All in all, I give this event a 7 out of 10. It had its moments where you just had to bust serious time to grind. And then there were some really cool instances. The storyline for involving Herald Angel was very nice. You know, before this event came in, I had asked the communities about characters they would like to see coming next, and no one really mentioned Herald Angel. But I will be honest, many times before, I've said that there needed to be more male characters that are not dogs into the player's town, because if you look at all of your characters, you'll notice that when it comes to the humans, there are a lot of girls. You know, see? That's 12 girls, you guys. 12 girls. And 7 boys that you can obtain normally, and then the rest are the animals. So, as I've panned through this, there are 9 animals, 7 boys, and 12 girls. So, you can clearly see where the character thing is going with all of this. And mind you, that's not everybody. Looking ahead towards Easter, though, as I close this up on the final little bit, looking ahead towards Easter, there are a couple of things I encourage everyone to keep in mind. And I zoom in here on what I call Istar Island, because some of this stuff may come up again. For example, the carrots. Since the Easter Beagle wears his bunny hat or his bunny hood, you'll probably have to do some carrots. I'll have to make some carrots, and they're gonna be here. You know, paint is gonna be another issue. So if you have ways to get white paint, I suggest you do so. This egg painting station was from an Easter event, so unless it comes back, odds are you're probably not going to be able to get this. So you're going to have to rely on the parking garage or characters to get you a bucket of paint. Right off the top of the head, Franklin can get you a bucket of white paint. And then I think it's Eudora and Sally can get you a bucket of red paint. But if not, you're going to spend ingots and I think the daisies to get you some white paint. Then you'll probably have to spend for the roses, the red flowers and the blue flowers for red and blue paint, and maybe clovers for green paint. So keep that in mind. Also, there will be more Easter accessories, more egg themed stuff, you know. So if you have other egg themed things, go for it. Keep them there. Those hopping bunnies, by the way, were actually from the safari, but you know, they're hopping bunnies and they need to go for Istar Island because it's the Easter theme there. Lastly, I want to talk to you guys about Snoopy and Mimi. It was last year where we got Mimi into town. And as you can see, these two are doing their little thing, making the carrot cupcakes. One of my ways of getting something as far as real estate is involved, and I need more of these cupcakes. So odds are, if Mimi's in your town with Snoopy, you may want to consider making some of these cupcakes, as they are carrot cupcakes and can fit the Easter theme. I can't guarantee that this is going to be something you'll need, but it's nice to look ahead for the upcoming event. But that's all that's going to happen for this recap. Glad to have another Valentine's Day under my belt. And if you guys have enjoyed yourselves or found any of these tips useful, remember to show your love and please, by all means, hit the like button. And as usual, thank you for every like and favorite, every watch, every comment and share, and subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I've cleared all the quests, so I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode where we craft the town. But until then, raise your thumbs if you enjoyed this one. Now let me take my goose from the oven because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.